Well, season finale, season 10 of Supernatural just went off. Episode is titled Brother's Keeper, and this episode came down to finally, let there be spoilers ahead, just to let you know. Came down to removing the mark from Dean, and there were like two races towards this. One being Sam working with Rowena, Castiel, and Crowley to gather up some ingredients and perform, spell to remove it. And also from Dean, possibly trying to get Death to somehow remove the mark for him, which came with some side effects or things that happened. And Dean really crossed over to the dark side, like was really rough and evil, or darker than he had been. And excuse me, it was an interesting episode. I thought it was pretty well done episode. I kind of knew maybe halfway where it was gonna go. I knew where next season was headed. Because Death popped up. It was summoned by Dean, and after talking with Dean, they pretty much gave away, I thought, what was going to happen in season 11. But came down to Dean calling Sam, and Sam coming to meet him and meeting Dean, and found out what Dean's plan was, along with Death, which was to kill Sam and keep him dead so he wouldn't try and get Dean back to Earth, because Death was going to just pop Dean off Earth so he couldn't hurt any more people. And it almost came out that Dean absolutely could not die in no way, shape, or form. Not even Death could kill him. And came down to Death wanting Dean to kill Sam. And what surprised me was he had that scythe that Dean was going to kill Sam with, but instead Dean turned around and stabbed Death with it, which made him crumble. I guess Death is dead, which I guess remains to be seen exactly. Wasn't really explained at all. He just really looked like he died. But I'm glad I'm kind of glad that the mark is over. It was, I was hoping, I like it more when there's like a singular entity they go after. Like I thought going after Lucifer was a pretty good season, pretty strong season. And this season, it's going back and forth between curing Dean and then working with him, and then Dean started going back to evil, with the mark controlling him. And now with the coming up season, there's like a darkness, because apparently the mark, before everything was created, there was darkness, which according to Death was beaten back by God and the archangels, and the mark was kind of a lock or key, whatever. And Death said it was like Dean was like boy with his finger in the dike, and it's kind of holding it all back. So now that the mark was removed, not by Death, but by the spell by Rowena, which she ended up breaking out, taking the books that she was using, and all this kind of weird lightning hit the ground, hit the earth, and all this darkness came out. So, cliffhanger. Season 11 is going to be back in the fall, I believe they said. It'll be interesting to see exactly what happens with that, but I thought the season was decent. I wish maybe the mark had, I don't know, I guess they needed something to go throughout the season and work towards a conclusion, but hopefully next season there'll be a focus on going after an entity and them working together and trying to defeat it, but I don't know, we'll see. That was overall a decent season, but I don't know. Can nitpick on everything. And you got something to call it, and guess I'll see y'all later.